Daria, and today I would like to prepare for you a heavenly delicious poppy seed roll, which is one of the most traditional pastries made in Poland during the Christmas time. We call it Makowiec. And I promise you, if you recreate this authentic recipe, your family will love you this holiday season. So let's talk Makowiec. Mak, the poppy seeds, are the main ingredients in our roll. If you would like to make the roll from scratch, first you need to boil the poppy seeds. I have already done that. So what have I done? I took a pot, I put my dry seeds into the pot, I completely covered it with water, I boiled it for 15 minutes, and then I just set it aside to cool down. The poppy seeds absorbed most of the water, but there was still a little bit on the bottom. And to make the filling, we want to be sure the poppy seeds are completely dried. So how do you drain the water? You take a colander and you take a towel, clean towel, hand towel, you put it in the middle and then put all the poppy seeds into the towel. Then squeeze the towel, squeeze the remaining water through the towel. That way you won't lose any of the poppy seeds, which are so tiny. Then put it back, the poppy seeds into the bowl, and you're ready for step 2. Step 2 is the grinding process. We need to grind the seeds to release the essential oils, the oils from them, the wonderful flavors that are inside. So I have a grinding machine, so I grind the poppy seeds twice. You can use a food processor. It will take you around 15 minutes. Just be sure to scoop all the walls, the poppy seeds off the walls into the center of the food processor, so the poppy seeds are well processed. And that's how my poppy seeds looks like after those 2 steps. They are smooth, they're silky, and they're very delicate. And they're ready for all the other ingredients. So, what do we have here? Okay, starting on the right, we have 3 tablespoons of butter. Then we have 50 grams of brown sugar. I like using the brown sugar because it has a very caramely flavor, especially in baking. Then we have walnuts, 120 grams. Then we have peeled almonds, and it's 50 grams. We have raisins, 100 grams. Half of that, 50 grams of apricot. Honey, we have 120 grams of honey. And this is a tablespoon of rum, dark rum, delicious. And a peel from 1 orange. I just ground it. All right, so let's add the ingredients. Start with the butter. Probably will need another spoon. And this is almond extract, which I haven't mentioned. 1 tablespoon of almond extract. I'm gonna add it and help myself to take out all the butter. You have to be sure that the butter is room temperature. It's gonna be easier to incorporate it into the poppy seeds. Now we have our brown sugar. We have our nuts. You can use any nuts you like. If you don't like walnuts, don't use walnuts. You can just add almonds along or some other type of nuts. I love walnuts, so there they are. And now we have raisins. Apricot. I think it's beautiful. It's orange, it adds color to it. Now honey. This is a real honey. Be sure to buy a good quality honey. Don't buy any sugary, fake stuff. Find if maybe someone local makes it. It makes a huge difference. This is 120 grams of my honey, and I want to be sure that I have all of it. Just so delicious. What else? The ram. It's not a lot of ram, but it's really gonna combine all the ingredients together. And the orange peel. A good advice also is to add as much of the fruit, the dry fruit, as the nuts. So it should be 50-50. And then we want to mix it in together. I called Grandma earlier and she said that I should use my hands to mix the mixture together. We want to use the warmth of the hands to melt the butter. So let's dig in. It's a messy job, but hey, you can lick your fingers later. This poppy seed mixture is good for poppy seeds roll. You can use for any other pastries, strudels, or noodles. There's a very traditional dish in Poland. It's called kluski z makiem, and those are literally noodles with a poppy seed mixture. I loved that as a child. I miss it. Maybe I'm gonna divide it in half and make some too. Here we go. In Poland, we would make the mixture a couple days before baking the bread, the sweet bread that we're gonna be stuffing in. And you are welcome to do the same thing. You don't have to make everything the same day. You can make the filling one day and make the roll the next, up to you. So here it is, it's ready, and we can get busy with making the enriched yeast bread to stuff the filling into it. And now it's bread time. As our delicious poppy seed filling resting in a fridge, we can make the dough. Let's make it soft and delicate and sweet, and rich with sugar, butter, and dairy. But first, we have to activate the yeast. So we take the milk, 120 milliliters. We're gonna add our butter, 100 grams. And the sugar, 4 tablespoons. We wanna feed the yeast. Now, let's add the yeast. This is just one package. In Poland, very often we work with real active yeast. Here in the US, it's pretty hard to get them. So we have to activate the yeast first. We need to put the mixture for 10 minutes in a warm place. After 10 minutes, we should start seeing bubbles in it. All right. I can see the bubbles in my mixture and it starts smelling beautifully just like yeast do. So now we're gonna take a bigger ball, take 300 milligrams of flour, put in the larger ball. This is half a teaspoon of salt, just for the flavor. It's not a lot of salt. And here we have 4 egg yolks. Do not throw away the whites. We will use it for the poppy seed filling. We're gonna incorporate all together, adding our mixture. And by using our hand, we're gonna mix it again. This should be wet and fluffy dough. It does not need to be tough or hard. Just want to mix it all together. It should be sticky at first. and it's all right. That's what we want. You don't have to mix too much in the beginning. We want to just be sure that all the ingredients are nicely combined and incorporated. We're gonna clean our hands and cover it up with a plastic foil and leave it for 1 hour so the dough can rise. Right. As our dough is rising, we can come back to our poppy seed mixture. Remember when I asked you to save those 4 egg whites? Well, we're gonna use them now. We're gonna beat them to a thick foam, and then we're gonna incorporate it into our mixture. This will make the mixture a little bit more sticky. That way, when it's spread over the nice dough and roll it up, during the bake time, it will not separate. So when you cut a nice big slice, you won't see a gap in between the filling and the bread. Let's do it. That looks great. Let's see if we're gonna pass the test. Yay, that's well beaten egg whites. All right, let's add them to the mixture. Use your little spatula and mix it all in. That smells so lovely. Well, that looks great. All right, it's been about an hour since I made the dough, so let's see how it's doing. Our dough looks great. It has double in size and looks nice and fluffy. Here, let's take it out. Now you're gonna have to work on it a little bit more. You see how elastic it is? That's perfect, that's how it should be. So let's get to work and work on it a little bit more. That looks great. Gonna use a little bit of flour. Now we're gonna divide our dough into 2 halves. We're gonna make 2 poppy seed rolls. Take the first one, stretch it out, and I'm gonna make nice rectangle. We want it to be 12 by 14 inches. In size. Okay, now we are ready to put our mixture in. Take a half of the mixture and put it right in the middle. And other parts too. Pull it all over. Now you're gonna take the sides, tuck it in, fold it in, and from here, we're gonna start rolling our roll. Here you go, till you go to the end. Flip it over and pinch it in together so it doesn't separate. And voila, one is done. Our poppy seed rolls are ready to be baked. And here's another tip. In order to save them from cracking and breaking during baking time, we're gonna bake them wrapped in a baking paper. So we will transfer our rolls into a baking sheet with a paper on. Gonna tuck the paper underneath, and we're gently gonna roll over. And then to the other side. Tuck the paper in. We want to have around a centimeter, half an inch in between the paper and the roll. Let's do it again with the other one. Bring it up to a baking dish. Tuck it in and roll over. There it is. And make loose. So we have a half an inch. Perfect. Now they're ready to go to the oven. We're gonna bake them for 50 minutes in 350 Fahrenheit. Let's do it. My Alexa Makowiec timer already went off and I have taken it out of the oven. I have already cooled it down so I could have decorated for you. For my decorations, I used a simple powdered sugar icing solution with a splash of lemon juice for extra freshness, and I sprinkled some crushed almonds on the top. You can decorate your Makowiec however you like. Be creative. Enjoy it, have fun, and Merry Christmas! Wesołych świąt!